Hello, everybody. We are here with Hopkinton Hillers girls varsity soccer coach Tom Skiba. Coach, how are you?
Good. How are you, Tom?
Good. Can't complain. The soccer teams are doing great, both the boys and the girls. And the girls continuing to pick up some big wins, even though they're missing one of the big superstars of the team, Georgina Clark. How's she doing? How's the ankle?
She's on the road to recovery. She actually has an appointment today, so we're hopeful that she gets good news out of that.
Absolutely. Hopefully she'll be back very soon. Certainly a lot of fun to watch. The team's still playing very good without her, picking up some big wins. And it seems like there's a lot of versatility on this year's team. Can you just talk about the versatility you have this year?
Yeah, it's really been great to see. We've had a lot of players step up. Overall through the year, we've had 10 girls score on different occasions, and we've also had 8 players contribute in the assist category as well. So that's been fantastic to be able to get that diversity. We've been working on it hard during the practice sessions, and it's really starting to come through in the results and the balance that we're having as an attacking team.
And a lot of great young players on this year's team between Georgina Clark, Madison Recupero, Nina, a lot of great youth on this year's team. Did you know what you had with this year's squad, especially when you look at a player like Georgina Clark, who's one of the top scorers in the TVL and maybe even the state?
You get a good sense of it through the preseason. I'm aware of the players' reputations coming in, but for the vast majority of them, I have not seen them play either as individuals, and I certainly haven't seen them play and integrate with their teammates. And that's probably the biggest thing that we work on through preseason is everybody brings their individual talents and skills to the table, but how can we work together as a team? And for a lot of the players playing high school soccer, they're playing much different positions than they do for their club teams and their academy programs.
Absolutely. It seems to me like this is a close group, good chemistry out there. Can you talk about the team chemistry?
Yeah, it's really the tone gets set by our captains. Gabby Siri and Riley Kratmaker in the back, Ashley Butler in the midfield, and Ava Perloff. They really set the tone for us as a team. They set it in practice in our training environment, and they do it in the games. I mean, Ava's really emerged as a goal scorer. She was quiet last year, but she's gotten some of that ego or that kick in her step back coming into this year, and netted some nice goals for us. And Ashley Butler just continues to do the things in midfield that go unnoticed by a lot of folks. And she's contributed. I'm just looking real quick. I think she has contributed 6 assists as well as a goal of her own. And at the end of the day, that's a small part of her contribution. She really helps control possession, regain possession in our midfield, which is absolutely sets the tone for us.
Absolutely. Now I know this is only your third season as head coach with Hillers.
Yep, third is varsity. Yep.
You've had some good talented groups during that time frame. Do you think this perhaps could be the most talented group that you've had?
Each team's a little different. I would say this team from a soccer skill perspective is right up there. But it's also quite a diverse team because we have a couple of freshmen, we have a strong sophomore class, we've got some great juniors, and we've got some great leadership on the senior class. So, we're all over the board in terms of ages. I wouldn't say we're an older team, and I wouldn't say we're a newer rebuilding program. But we've got a lot of balance in terms of our spread across the classes. And the soccer skill just continues to get better and better with this group.
And you've had some great goaltending this year, a lot of shutouts throughout the season. Can you talk about your goalkeepers?
Yeah, we had a couple of shutouts through the year, and unfortunately, we didn't have either of our goalies in our last start out at Millis. One is out with a knee injury, and the other was out with a severe illness. So luckily, we are getting one of them back for today, and we called up Callie Hopkins, who's a freshman who was tending goal for the JV, and she's going to be our backup goalie for the foreseeable future.
Oh, wow. I hope the athlete with the severe illness is doing okay.
Yeah, she's back. She's back. So she was out for a few days. Luckily, it was just a severe cold, but she'll be back. And then Anna's out with a knee injury, and we're waiting a diagnosis, and we hope to get her back in short order as well.
That's great. How's everybody else doing health wise? Everybody doing okay? There's been a lot of games for you guys lately.
Yeah, it's been a challenging year. I think starting off with the year with the 2 weeks where we had 3 games in each week back to back was definitely a challenge for the team. That and coming into a full schedule where we had, always a challenge with TVL teams because it's such a strong league. And then we added in Division I opponents in Algonquin and Walpole, who was previously Division I. So we certainly had a full plate coming in, and it's taken its toll physically. I think hopefully now we're on the road to recovery and we have a much more balanced schedule the rest of the way. But we were without 5 starters and 2 goaltenders for our last start. We get a goalie back and we get one of our starters back coming into today. But we're still going to be shorthanded when you look at it compared to how we started out the year.
You still kept it close with a good Millis team. Is there a player on this team that has surprised you a lot? Obviously, a lot of new faces on the roster, a lot of younger players. Is there anyone that's really surprised you this season?
I don't know if surprise is the right term. Though I think I'm proudest of our 2 center backs, Morgan Berenson and Riley Krottenmaker. Both of them have really stepped up. Morgan, who was typically on the outside, has moved into the middle when Gabby Siri went down with an injury. And both of them are just so steady for us, and they hold us together in the back line and really allow us to play that the way that we want to play. And that's probably the thing that it goes unnoticed sometimes, but it's absolutely critical for the overall team chemistry for everybody to have confidence in our center backs to hold everything together for us.
Well, Coach, it's been a great season so far, and some big games coming up. We're excited about the talent on this year's team and are expecting a big run. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.